Hey, this is life. All right, this is life strategies. Like, what are the strategies for life in and of itself? Now, this is exactly what has hit me in the last 24, 25 hours. I'm going to just pass on my life strategies, but this is specifically for my children. So if you're not my child, forget about this video. Don't listen to me. All right, now, rule number one is that I've realized that you are not going to change the attitude or the personality of a bully. You are going to run into people who are not going to like you no matter what you do, no matter how kind you are. They're just not going to change. So, what do? You have to allow a bully to be a bully. Look at them as an NPC. They're almost programmed to be that way. In the life simulation, if you believe in the simulation theory, I'm not going into that. I'm just using an analogy. They're an NPC. They are somehow programmed by the great matrix in the sky to cause you problems. So what do? Now, like I said, these messages are specifically for my children, and I won't be ever able to sit down with them and to speak these words of insight. Here's what you do. Number one, they are somehow thriving for attention. They need attention. So, you come right up to them. You stare them right in the face. Not in an antagonistic, how would you call it, antagonistic way? No. But you do want to hold your position for your own safety. Turn around. Look right at them. Yeah. Look at them. For example, your emotions, I'm beginning to see in life in general, your emotions need attention. When you start shifting in your emotions, whatever it be, happy, angry, whatever it might be, you have to acknowledge your emotion. So, is that all what I need to do? Just turn around and look at the person? Yeah, you can give them a pretty much of a good stare. And they'll say some words to you, even more so anger, or even more so being themselves as a bully. And allow them from a distance to speak what they need to say. Now, of course, if they're getting close to you, I mean, of course, defense is defense and offense is offense. But your offensive move is to just listen to their rant. I know it's going to be very hard for you not to say anything, but just listen. But it's a move that I've done multiple times, and it has worked. All right. Now, to continue. I personally don't think you need a relationship. As far as if you just go about your daily business and not even think about a relationship, you will somehow, in some way, draw a person to you. When you're just minding your own business and just doing what you need to do throughout the day, that person will come to you without your own personal striving. That's it, striving. But I would personally say just go on ahead and just go about your business and do your daily activities and don't even worry about a relationship. And like I said, that person will be drawn to you. All right. I should do a disclaimer or something like that. It's like, yeah, I mean, these are specific messages to my children and topics to my children because for the sake of child support, I'm all the way up north and my children are all the way down south, and there's no way for me to even remotely have the time to speak to them on these detailed issues. Now, I think one of the biggest things is that this is number 3. About saving. I am actually going to start saving my money within the stock market because it has a better APY. I have saved a good chunk of money in the bank, and within 2 years, do you know they only given me 8 cents and 9 cents for holding that money in their bank? I was just at the bank and I'm like, oh my God. We have to find places where you can save your money and get a better return for having your money put in there. No one has ever talked to me about that. I thought a savings account is a savings account, but yeah, you gotta like put your savings in a place where it's gonna give you some type of return. Not no 9 cents for 1 year and the second year 8 cents. I mean, like, no. So anyway, children, just somehow find a place where you can save your money that will give you some type of return. That was surprising for me. Now, I think the 4th thing I want to say is that I know I swallowed hard on that one. The reason for the divorce, even though there is no divorce technically right now, but a separation, is because of death. And I took care of my mother at the time when she was failing. She only had pretty much over 700 days left. And the trigger on your mother, or I should say, because I can't say wife anymore, but technically is technically still. But it's been way, way, way over 10 years separated, so ever since y'all were children. But that separation was based on she had to go take care of things because her basically mother, I mean, the person who raised her was her actual grandmother, but she is mother to her. She did a lot of the raising in the hard times. So, yes, technically it's the grandmother that died, but her grandmother was a big mother to her. And when she passed away, the grandfather was left with a lot of things to do, which there's no way physically the grandfather could actually handle that all of a sudden weight of responsibility. So she went down to take care of those things and took you as my children. So there was no, in that moment, there was no rebuttaling of anything like, yes, you go and take care of this because it absolutely had to be done. But what I started to see was that she wasn't going to come back up north. She was going to stay. After the time being, she realized she's not coming back. So that is the real reason why of the separation. Death hit us both. So to the world, whoever's watching, my great 7 subscribers, keep your moms close. Because they're going to call for you in your professionalism, whatever job you have. And as you get older and advanced in years, you're going to be faced with the situation of taking care of your mom. So if you do have a relationship, I would say really, really make sure you're physically in, not earshot, but mile shot of your mother. And on her side of the family too. If you are going to get into a relationship, make sure the mother is somewhere close. Not in a whole different country, or not in a whole different planetary system, because she's going to call for her daughter or she's going to call for her son. So that's a big thing that I wish somebody would have told me. I had no idea. None. I just fell in love with I fell in love with. I wasn't thinking about the mother. I wasn't thinking about that. I'm not going to repeat everything that I just said. I think everything is quite clear. So, I'm not posing. This is the direction of the camera. And I got this fancy microphone, so I think it's going to produce a better quality of video. Now, moving on. Number 5. I think the biggest thing that y'all can do, I really have emphasized games a lot, but that's just because of what I had to step into. As far as a vicious load of work. Now, we're not going to talk about that, but what we're going to talk about is the strategy of business. Children, you need to start. Let me go back. Harvard University. Harvard University young minds. These people are intelligent. These people are bright and itchy. Thirsty for achievement. Now, I've seen this trend because I call myself YouTube Submarine 55 because I'm constantly on YouTube. I mean, I'm talking about constantly on YouTube. And because of my occupation, I have to listen a lot. And I'm seeing a trend. So what these Harvard University young adults are doing is that they're seeing whatever, because of this gray tsunami thing that's coming upon the world. These people are going to retire, not these, but I'm talking about those people are going to retire at all of a sudden the same wave of people will retire at the same time. So what they're doing is that they are getting an SBA from the government, and that government loan that's called an SBA will help that person, and I'm talking about Harvard University students that are in their senior and whatever point of leaving position. They are getting these SBAs, and they are just slurping up these businesses by one or two, and they're not working for somebody else like the United States Postal Service. I thought that was a great move, which at the time it was. And they're getting the loan, they're getting the business, and they pay back the loan, and all of a sudden, like, they're a CEO of a business, and they didn't have to work 10, 20 years to get to that position. They just step out of Harvard University, buy this business from the SBA, and there's something called a 7A, something from the government, 7A. And it looks so easy that it makes me want to do it. As I scratch my mustache. Will I make the move? Well, I'm not saying that as I am saying that as what I'm hearing. I'm not saying that as advice, and you take financial advice and then just run away with that bit of information. But I've run away from bits of information that I've heard from YouTube, and it has just literally changed my life. So, I'll leave that up to you, children. You don't have to go the prescribed route of your father just to work night and day. My son, he's a boxer, so what is he going to do with that? I am going to I should say I'm in agreement with it, because that is what he wants to do. I don't necessarily want him to be a copycat of me, to go into this religious mecca of trying to find out where did the God of Israel go. I'm not talking about religion right now. I'm just saying this as a quick statement that, son, do what you desire to do. You got to do what you, my son, want to do. And so you do it. So anybody else that's listening, my 7 subscribers, just do what you particularly want to do. And so you're saying, well, what can I do? You need to fall asleep on these issues. The last thing that you think about during the day, you go ahead and think about it. Fall asleep on it. That's what doctors do for a puzzling situation. They actually just, I'll go to sleep on it. And usually their subconscious mind is able to figure out some type of solution. Yes? So, that in and of itself is a word of wisdom. I don't particularly know about, a good routine in exercise, but what I've been hearing is first thing in the morning and the last thing at night. The last thing at night, what you do is you do your sets, and then the first thing in the morning, I don't know, after you spit or I don't know about taking a shower and then trying to exercise, which is kind of counterproductive. But the first thing that you wake up, you do some type of stretching. So before you take your shower. So if you stick with that type of routine, you'll actually be physically fit. Now, am I physically fit? No. It kind of looks like it, because I work for the post office, and I'm really hustling a lot of mail. But as far as that goes, I'm looking behind me because I have some crates in the back, and excuse me, I have some crates in the back, and I don't know why it shifts. But anyway, you don't have to work so hard. But you do have to work hard in maintaining a consistency in exercise every single morning and evening. Have I done it? No. But I'm just passing on that type of what I've been hearing lately. So, I'm just going to continue on to do videos like this and then set them as premieres so that you'll be able to, or the algorithm will be able to know who to shift these things to. You're very special children. Very, very, very special. How you grew up, I'm not even going to talk about. All right, but you grew up on a farm, so y'all know how to work in a certain way. Y'all know how to work in a very fashionable way. Anyway, to what it's worth, I have spoken. All right, so I'm going to get inside, hump on some popcorn, and start doing that, what you call it? Lord of the Rings thing going on. All right, so 9 rings or something like that. Let's go get ready. All right, so adios. Let me get this here. I'm just